Welcome back, everyone. You already know who I am, and this is Lobotomy Corporation. Angela wanted me to cut back on the intro. So, I have new recruits, and I obviously did some reorganization. I brought pretty much all my big hitters to run Central Command, even though it's going to be run by sincere new employee Joy. And we had 4 new hires. Flandra Scarlet, she is very happy to be here. Yuka Kazami, Rin Cambio, and the Horai doll. Alice didn't want to come, so she just sent her doll instead. So, beyond that, our new head of the information team is John. Also something to note, the maximum ordeal now is dusk. So we can now do the mission at dusk, which I don't exactly look forward to doing. As for ego, I believe we've already read all the egos. Yes, we did. So Rin Qianbiao and Horai doll are both equipped with Penitence melee, which just does some white damage, and they have Loneliness as their suits. And then Yuka and Flandra both have Screaming Wedge suits, and they are equipped with Wrist Cutters for no particular reason. So, I am pretty terrified of exactly what's coming our way. Both the abnormalities are rather foreboding, to say the least, just from their appearance and what I've read of, well, what introduction flavor text we've gotten so far. But there's not much I can do except experiment and see what happens, and reset a few times probably. I don't know what to expect as far as the ordeal of dusk. I will try to go for it. But before we do that, I have about 81 points. It cost me about 2 points to hire a new person that's not random. So I have spent 10 points in total on recruiting people so far, and now I'm going to actually spend some points on upgrading them a little bit. At this point in the game, I don't want anyone to have fortitude. I want to have everyone to have at least a fortitude and prudence of 2. So we're going to go through everybody. Obviously the generics are excused from that requirement. So we're just going to do this real quick. Confirm. I'll make her a little bit better. So this will cost us another 2 points, which is fine. Okay, you need prudence. You're really good at everything except you're really good at temperance, and that's about it. That's just kind of how our abnormalities kind of favored certain types, unfortunately. You're good. You need both because you're brand new. So this is going to eat up a bunch of our points, and I'm a little concerned about spending points at this point. The reason why I'm doing this on screen is just to make sure I'm going to lock in my decision at this point. But we had over 80 points, law points to spend, and despite the fact that this had a full roster that I needed to fill up, I think we'll be okay, point-wise. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think I've spent, that was what, 2, 4, 6, 8, I think I spent another 10 points, it looks like. And these people are fine. Okay, let's begin. Obviously I shuffled everyone else around as well, because obviously there were some changes that needed to be done. Okay, we need 420 points, and let's just get this started. So here's an interesting thing. Are these people stuck? Okay, so going through the curtain here takes me to this room here. Okay, so yeah, there's a little thing here that I can mess with. It's like an elevator. Okay, so we know about that much. Alright. Got a little light bulb thing here. It's a little low res, to be honest. Alright. Let's get started. I'm gonna focus purely on these for right now, just to see what I need to deal with. We are gonna do instinct work here. And whoever's gonna deal with this thing. Yuka. If you hear the baby crying, it means one of us is going to be disappeared. It only tickles. This thing is doing red damage. It doesn't even tickle me. There's no need to be afraid of F0532 if Byakuren Hijiri is not a warm-hearted person. And just for posterity, Flandra, Yuka, you can work on that for now. That's just to keep old lady happy. So yeah, it's doing physical damage. F0532 collects hearts. It thought that if its heart started beating, it will be able to love. Kazami just have entered the chamber, but 00115 is unresponsive, not like other babies. Once in a while, 00115 babbles, just like any other babies, but all the employees know that this is not just a babble. Those that, and this thing's doing white damage. Those that may have once been hearts were now shoved into F0532 indiscriminately. Kazami stops the work and approaches to 00115, barely making smile as it minds the employee. All of a sudden, 00115 turns its head and gazes at Yuka Kazami, who has almost finished the work. No ill intention in its eyesight whatsoever, but it is surely not that of eyesight which is staring at human. Okay. It's about 50-50. Actually, a little bit below that. But we need information. This thing has 5 tips, which means I need about 20 boxes to fill it out. When the work result was normal, the Qliphoth counter has decreased with a low probability. When the work was bad, it decreased with a high probability. Noted. Okay, 3 tips, but they're 6 points each. When the work result was bad, the Qliphoth counter was reduced. An employee with temperance level 3 or above completed the work, lowering the Qliphoth counter. That's a problem then, because all my characters have ridiculously high temperance. Alright. How are you booking on here? Alright, you're fine. Alright, that was I think that was instinct. I don't remember. In any case, let's switch over to repression. Byakuren, you handle it. One here. We need people with low temperance, which there's no way. There's no way I'm going to be able to have people with low temperance. Temperance is what you need for work speed and work success rate. Like, you need it. And if you do bad work, it lowers the Q counter anyway. Repression. You handle it. There's a long scar looking line on abdomen of 00115. You sure it's not the mouth? Covered by unidentified slime. 00115 is not like other babies, which are wrapped up in a warm blanket, happily dreaming. Okay, definitely does not. Oh. I just thought you were worse than the upper Sephiroths. You could have prevented the death of Yuka Kazami if you paid more attention. Well, it has a heart now. Well, let's see what this thing can do. The ocarina is currently unavailable. A warm-hearted person. It's a little unclear what that exactly means. Could be based off stats, but the ocarina is almost as good at stats as Yuka's. The ocarina fall back. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, by the way, this thing's crying now. That's why we're hearing the baby crying. Wheel of Fortune. Oh god. He's gonna get devoured. Yep. That's crazy. Alright. Let's check some things. So I can definitely, it's another escape thing, but the problem is when it escapes, it eats something, which is not exactly favorable. Cold-blooded fire eaters. It's possible it triggered because its Q counter dropped that low, which is a bit concerning. So anyone with a high temperance is a problem. Alright, this is what I'll do then. It's white damage. By the way, you can use a scroll wheel to switch to different floors, which is nice. Rin Cambio and Ichiran Kamoi. Alright, and with the information we now have, I should be able to just focus on certain types of work. I'll just try to figure out any of its potential vulnerabilities, which hopefully that'll keep us alive a bit longer. Alright, let's go ahead. So the concern I have is I don't know how to keep that thing from crying. And and if it cries, it's going to do a roulette wheel on me. Alright, well, justice was not a good idea. Fortitude kind of worked. So we'll see what we can do. Insight work. Byakuran, please. Insight work with Ren Qian Bio. She has more sanity. It's nothing. Okay, insight work is looking pretty good. It'll be fine if we focus, if we think. Big pitch black pupils are staring at nowhere. They don't even blink. Boy, Byakuran Hijiri makes rhythmical sounds to 0115 as if he or she is taking care of a baby. Okay. Average result. Repression was not good. Attachment? Low. Insight? Low. I already know repression was not a good one. I'll send Yuka in next. Alright, Ren's having some trouble with this. Doesn't even have organs formed properly. Alright, average result, so there's a chance it dropped the Q counter. Alright. So I need to know what work works. Repression is common. But I don't exactly have good repression on characters that don't have high temperance. Also, I forgot to do stuff here. Yuka. Feels the starvation and all of a sudden stares at Yuka Kazami. Pure evil penetrates the object. Low. Common. So instinct work is what we want. Excerpt from interview log 249249. Employee F2706. I've never seen it smile. It always seems to want something, but we can't ever fulfill its desire. I guess the reason why it's crying is destructive is because its unsatisfied needs are so strong. When I was new here, none of my colleagues would tell me exactly what the feed was. I thought it was milk or something else that little babies consume. It is a baby after all, even with all that grossness. But that was not the case. It only eats human flesh. Can you believe it? To stop it from crying, we had to hold a draw every once in a while. Do you know what that means? I might be in trouble. There's not much I can do about it either. Unless I roll back on a memory, which I'm not sure if I've triggered a memory yet. It's possible I have already, in which case I'm somewhat screwed. Alright. Okay, keep working on it. Byakuran instinct work. And I need to make sure I keep an eye on old lady. Not that she's much of a threat compared to what we're dealing with right now. Covered by unidentified slime. Nameless fetus is not like other babies which are wrapped up in a blanket, so it's Well, we learned its name. Looks back to check on Nameless Fetus. Fate played Nameless Fetus and judged Nameless Fetus's work without crying. Opens its mouth and licks its lips. Pitch black pupils secretly show its instinct desire. Okay, that was a good result. We have 17 right now. I need to know more to the tips right now. When the kilo counter reaches 0, 0115 bursts into tears. Employees who heard its cry complained of a headache. Also, the Q counter of abnormality that heard the crying gradually decreased over time. Oh great, so we have a nice little combination there. So its crying will activate the night. When 0115 was crying, only redacted work could be done. Employee Yuri was selected for roulette for redacted work. The he quietly walked into 0115's containment room. It stopped crying for a moment after a moment of turmoil. So we know that much. We got Eco Gift, the headpiece, reduces 8 hit points and sanity, but increases movement speed and attack speed, and reduces white damage by 5%. I believe this thing is not an escaping type, so I don't need to worry about that too much. Instead, it'll just kill me. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and send you in again. You just keep working on this. What do I know from this? Common work is repression. We'll try instinct work. This time with still with Ren. I'm pretty much doing this just to check to make sure it hasn't triggered yet. Because if it has already, it's... well, you get to hear the breathing. So the good news is, with high instinct, we can keep this thing hopefully satisfied. Also, I need to send somebody to work on this. I keep meaning to send somebody, but I keep forgetting. I haven't triggered him yet. Pretty much, it's kind of... I'm fully expecting this thing to activate eventually, and there's not anything I can do about it. But we do get more information. Nameless Fetus. EA type. Does 4 to 6 red damage. Observation log. I-431. When I first heard that the Nameless Fetus needed to be fed, I thought we needed to feed it with with a spoon. It looked too weak to do anything, and its mouth wasn't fully developed. And when I found out that the creature eats meat, I thought it would need to be first chewed by someone so it would become soft. When I asked my colleague about that, he laughed and said, "No, that's ridiculous. We just need to leave the food and go." But I still wondered how that creature can eat stuff. So we served it the succulent kind of steak that isn't even available for us in the cafeteria. Out of curiosity, I decided to sneak a peek of the feeding process. Only level 3 or higher employees are assigned to that process, but I was able to attend with a fake excuse that I was covering for someone. And I watched nervously. Would my lie be worth it? Some people came along with some large plastic bags. Does it eat that much? And when they opened the bags, I could only gape in horror. They were human corpses, and the child ate it. How? I don't even want to imagine it. It had a large scar on its stomach. I really thought it was a kind of scar, like a large flower. Its stomach would open, dripping with slimy liquid. It was the greediest creature in the world. That night I became a vegetarian. Okay, so the good news is we at least know how this thing works. Bad news is I have no idea how to keep this thing at bay. And I can't, and it's already down to a Q counter of 1. I'm just hoping that just like sending someone there to work every time will keep it at bay. Why is hers very high versus hers? I think it's because of the temperance difference, even though they have the same rankings. We need to keep it happy. Alright. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and just learn exactly what works best with it. Attachment works. But if attachment works, that means you would have high temperance. Yeah. So it's one of those situations where the thing it favors is actually a problem. Alright, I have a meltdown. Where? Oh, at the night. Well. Common? Yeah, it's all common. So, I really just need to send somebody that has really high in a certain stat, but low in temperance. Which means I'm probably going to have to just spend points and buff somebody up to an obscene level and hope it holds off. I'm going to let that other meltdown just go. I'm not concerned about it right now. Also, let's send somebody to work on this, please. Not you. Yeah, perfect work. Good job. Alright. Range, long, very fast attack speed, 3-3 damage, white, crier. And then the other one reduces white damage by half, which is pretty impressive. It's also got a mouth on its stomach. Requires a total of 90 points to keep it satisfied. Also, it has a kill-off counter of 1. Wait, does it seriously have a kill-off counter of 1? Yes, it does. The number that shows on here is its max. So here's the final question. If I leave Nameless Fetus alone, will it not cry? You have to have good work results no matter what. Else you're screwed. Okay, you're working on that, that's good. This video's already gone 30 minutes. I've just been trying to deal with this thing. Perfect roll. Good for you. It's gonna not matter if I can't figure out how this thing works. Keep working on it, Bjorkren. You're the hero we need. Okay, you're done. Bad result. Great. Okay, so at this point we need to learn what we can about it. I'm pretty certain that this is going to result in it eating somebody. So let's just confirm that. If it happens, it happens. Alright. I'm gonna just wait. I'm one way or the other, I'm gonna have to restart. Yep, okay. So, I will go ahead and call this a video. Sorry for it being not the most eventful, but we did get a lot of information. So what we have to do is we need people with low temperance working on this and has as high of insight, instinct, and repression as possible. Usually the first thing I work on for characters is temperance, which is a problem. So I'm just going to have regular temperance characters with maxed out sanity, just working on it. And that's what the love points are there for. I am going to look up one thing about Nameless Fetus. I want to know if I can leave it alone. Because if I can leave it alone, I'm just going to do what I need to do and then never use it unless a meltdown's going to occur. Of course, a meltdown, we have to deal with it, because if we don't, it will cry. Because its kill-off counter is 1, and a bad result is bad. So, actually, before I go, I will go ahead and read the rest of the log, since we did unlock all of that for the Nameless Fetus. So we already learned about that. It goes down to there. I'm Polly. I started working for Lobotomy since 2 days ago. My parents are very proud of me for entering such a big company. My friends are envious of me. I'm making a lot of trouble right now, but someday I will be as capable as my coworkers. There's a special event in our company held only for the employees. No one knows when or why this event is being held. Even my colleagues who worked for 5 years doesn't seem to know. When this event starts, a giant roulette spins. Then everyone stops what they are doing and stare at the roulette to see who is going to be selected. The names of every single employee are written on the said roulette. Nobody knows who will be selected. Whoever that might be, they are extremely lucky. Their family will be gifted with unimaginable fortune. They promote and transfer to another branch of the company. It's called Central Headquarters. In Central Headquarters, you don't have to worry about being attacked by monsters or bid farewell to your dead co-workers. My boss, Redacted, desperately hopes he is the lucky one. His father got into an accident. It takes a lot of money to keep him alive and well. I sincerely hope the roulette to choose Redacted. When the roulette chooses Redacted's name, I congratulated him with all my heart. But he didn't look so happy. People hugged Redacted one by one, while crying for some reason. He said goodbye to me, struggling to keep his tears from shedding, and with a forced smile. I haven't seen him since. I believe he is working under much better condition and payment. But when I tried to have a conversation with him, people just stop talking and shake head, as if I said something I shouldn't. I can't forget what he said to me before he left. One day, maybe you'll know. The meaning of desperation in their faces when the roulette spins. The manager has right to hold a special event for employees without specific occasion. When the event starts, a giant roulette spins and selects one of the employees' name. Selected employee promotes be transferred to other branch. See below for detailed information. Their family will receive yearly pension. No personnel are allowed to invade the manager's right to hold the event. Following is information strictly forbidden to public eye. Required condition to hold the event. Data closed. Data closed when the crying of Nameless Fetus is at its peak. The roulette selects an employee that satisfies one of the conditions below. One who questions the purpose of the company. One who conducted or planned unauthorized experiments or abnormalities, one who has excessive curiosity about abnormalities and conducted or planned the unauthorized observation, one who became incapable of working due to physical or psychological damage. Unauthorized means unauthorized by the company or Angela. Following actions are taken on the selected employee. Removal of the records that company has about the employee. Sacrificial ceremony of the employee to the abnormality. Informing the employee's family that he or she has been transferred to another branch. And with that, I am the Depressed Eeyore, Lobotomy Corporation. See you guys later.